All right, let's talk about the best light stands. Okay, now this came up because I have been battling this a lot. I've been battling this a lot. I've done so much research on this, and the research is really not based on being able to hold the light necessarily. I'm all about transportation with it. Now, you've got your different light stands, okay? You've got multiple different ones. So let's talk about them here. Your first light stand is the global truss stand. This is the one that everybody kind of started off from. This was the popularized one on, YouTube. If you saw a YouTube video, this is the one that you put up. Only problem, let's talk about the problems and stuff with it. So it doesn't just travel like this. The base comes off and the base is obnoxiously heavy. And the truss doesn't separate. So you've got this long truss, whether it be a 6-foot truss or it's an 8-foot truss, that you've got to find a way to be able to carry. You've also got to have the pin and clips and stuff for the base plate for it to be able to hook on stuff on there. And it's just tough to travel. Like for my trailer, I would be totally aggravated if I had this truss. But I like it because I like the way it looks when it's set up. I just hate it for when I have to get it there. Like it's way too big to put on carts. It's way too big to like roll in on something. Like it's so obnoxious. You can't just like stand it up on your speaker or something that rolls in and rolling in because most doorways are seven feet tall and you got an 8-foot truss. Like it just sucks. So this one is one of my favorites, but my least favorite for travel. The second one is the one I currently have. I currently have the Rockville RPT 32W. So one of the things I like about this particular stand is that it's lightweight. It's much lighter than the global truss stand. Also, you don't have to take it apart. Now, most people, when it first came out, they were taking it apart. I was in that same crew. The problem with that is it is a pain in the ass to take this thing down and put it back together every single time. So most people travel it already hooked up. Another great thing for this particular stand is that it drops down in size. So you can see right in the middle of it, it's got 4 clips. You pull them and the whole top shelf comes down. So it's pretty sturdy. Here are the cons of this thing. First of all, if you get the white one like I do, the base plate and stuff gets dirty. It gets filthy dirty. Now, of course, you can just grab something and clean it off and move on. I'm just saying that this is a con of it. Another con, over time, those you see at the bottom where it's got those little black dots. They have 2 versions. They have one that has the kind of twist screws and stuff that goes in, and then they've got one version that has the bolts. Well, I had one that had the twist top screws that go down in it, and over time, with the light moving, the stand kind of starts doing this number right here. Okay, and what happens is eventually that starts loosening up that bottom. It just starts making everything at the bottom start twisting out. If you don't realize that it's doing that over time, when you're moving it and shaking it and it just rocking it, knocking into stuff, and you've got it in the back of your trailer, you got it in the back of your car, or wherever you do, eventually the base is either going to come off or the bolt will snap. Well, my bolts snapped. I snapped 2 of those things at the bottom, and it became a pain in the butt. So then I went to the bolt system. Well, the bolts are starting to come loose and stuff now, but it's a thick bolt. It's like a more of a heavy duty one. So you basically just got to take it and sit there and screw it down. That's another flaw. The third flaw of this thing is those pins in the middle. After pulling the pin out and then letting the thing come down, or, turning it and letting the thing come down, over time, the pin, the thing that holds the pin will come out. It will literally come fully out. Like I'm missing 2 of those pins on there. I don't know if it's because I'm pulling too hard, but I mean, I think just the wear and tear and stuff of it just eventually gets to it, and it doesn't allow for you to be able to do anything with it. So the pens suck. Okay. The pens and stuff suck. It should last not forever, but longer than I've had it. And I've had mine for like, what, 2 years, and just normal use. So it's got pluses and it's got cons and stuff to it. It's 6 feet tall. That's the height of the RPT 32W. Now, I've also seen people use this guy. And that's a gravity stand. And what they're doing is getting a stand to sit on top of that, and it actually clips into the bottom of your light via the bolts, or the little twist. I mean, if you've got a moving head, you know, at the bottom you get these brackets that you can twist in and stuff that holds the light. Same setup and stuff here, but now you've got kind of like these things that stick up like this, and it goes in the holes that go on that bracket. I'll have to show you guys one time. But now that's like what I see some people doing for the movers, and aesthetically, it looks terrible to me. There's nothing about that setup that looks great. I mean, I actually bought 2 of these so I can put the Wash FX 2s on, and I thought it was good for what it was or what I needed, but I barely use them. I mean, I thank goodness I have one, because that's also what holds my projector and stuff as well. However, this stand is probably the worst out of the 3 so far. It doesn't serve enough purpose. It looks horrible. You can't skirt it. You can get a white version of it and stuff all you want to, but it looks horrible. I hate it. It does have the little knob and stuff at the top. You can untwist that, and the pole goes up higher, so you can get them up pretty high. That's pretty much a pro. And the base plate is pretty freaking heavy. That is another pro, so you know that your light's not going anywhere. And lastly, I saw recently that they came out with these. Now, this is interesting because this is the same thing as mine, except that it is a 2-tier drop down. So instead of dropping down to about 4 feet with mine, you can now drop down to like 2-3 feet and stuff with this. It has a double set of them. But what did I tell you the problem and stuff is with mine? Is that those pins. So I wonder if they have made the pins and stuff more reliable and stuff now to where these would actually work. But these are the choices and stuff that we have right now as far as light stands and stuff goes. Now, they vary in prices. They do. 2 of them are from Rockville. One's from Global Truss and the other one's from Gravity. The Global Truss one, if I'm not mistaken, is right around like $400 and some odd for one. And of course you need 2. The RPT 32 is like $299 a piece or $250 a piece. And then the Gravity stands, you got to buy the plate and the pole separate. And I believe its setup is like $199 for, as a combination, I believe it's like $199 or maybe a little bit more. And then these goes on here, these RPT Go is like $224 a piece. It's like the cheaper out of the 2. So I don't know what I'm going to go with and stuff, but I know eventually it's going to get to that time. I hate transporting stands in. That's why I'm always changing up my setup to see what's the best way that I can get movers in. It's the reason I didn't use movers on stands at the last gig that I just showed you. I just had them up on my old T-bar stand. I don't know. I don't know what the best one and stuff is. I would just say the most sturdiest one and the most common one used is the Rockville. I've seen more DJs use that at their functions than anything else. And the ones that you want to flex the most with to show, you got a little bit more, you got a little money in your pocket, the Global Truss, the ones down here, all the way at the end. Those are the ones that people flex with because it costs the most, and they put plugs and stuff inside it so that it's like, easy for you to hook your stuff up to and all that good stuff. I'm just, like I said, I'm always looking for a way to make my job a lot simpler And for these, it's travel for me. It's like, does it look aesthetically pleasing at the event, and can it travel well? And that's the standard stuff I'm looking for. So right now, I may check these out. Right now, but I'm probably going to stick with these right now. But I may check these out and stuff later in the year. Who knows? Let me know in the comments and stuff which one you guys have or which one you think is better. If there's another brand and stuff that I should know about, let me know and stuff in the comments, and you know, we'll talk about, we're discussing and stuff down there. But just trying to give some options and stuff. Just trying to give you guys some options.